Okay, so this is a short video just to show you how to use short multiplication. Many of you are very familiar with this, but if you're not, this is a good opportunity to have a look at the strategy. So you can see here the calculation 21 times by 0. I've highlighted that you've got the tens column and the ones column just here. So it's set out in the same way we complete column addition. We can also see there's a gap in between the calculation and the answer. So if we have to carry anything over, then that allows it to be really, really clear. So let's go for the first one. 1 times by 2, 2. And then once we've completed the ones column, we then move to the tens. And then the tens are multiplied by the number here. So we go 2 lots of 10 times by 2. Well, because we're using a compacted method, 2 lots of 10 times by 2 would give us 40. We use a compacted method, so it becomes 2 times by 2. And then we put that 4 to represent the 40 in that column there. And we end up with the answer 42. So here we're going to look at a slightly longer version. So now we've got not just tens and ones, but we've got hundreds, tens, and ones here. So we've expanded out. So we're going to follow the same strategy. So first of all, we'll start with the ones column, always the ones column, because whenever we have to exchange and carry it over, if we start in the hundreds, we'll get into a muddle roughly in the middle. So let's have a look at the ones. 6 times by 2, that's going to give us 12. So we put down the ones, but we have to carry over the tens in the 12. So we carry that over to here, and that's where that little bit of space comes in quite handy. We then move over to the tens. 4 tens times by 2, so 4 times by 2 is 8. And then we add that extra one we've got there, and that becomes 9. Now we move over to the hundreds column. So we've got 3 hundreds times by 2, which because it's compacted becomes 3 times by 2, and 3 twos are 6. And we put that 6 to represent the 600s in the hundreds column. So we end up with an answer of 692 with 1 carryover, or as we call it now, exchange. So what happens when we have to deal with more than one exchange? So we've got another 3-digit number. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. But let's see, as we work through this one, how often we have to exchange and carry over there. So let's look at the first, the ones column. We'll deal with that first of all, and it is 7 times by 2. So 7 times by 2 is 714. We put down what's in the ones column, the 4, and we carry over the 10. We now move to the tens column. 6 times by 2, so 6 and 12. So now we've got 12. We have to add this 1 that we've carried over into it, so that 12 becomes 13. We put down the 3, and then we carry over that 1 again. We don't put it there. 5 times by 2. 5 times by 2 is 10. We've got 1 in that column to add to it as well. So that 10 becomes 11. So I put down the 1, and then I put down the other one next door because there's nothing else to multiply it by. So my answer becomes 1,134 because I have exchanged twice. I've carried over those amounts twice during this calculation. Now, the work I've put out today starts stage 1 should be step 1 should be no carrying over there. So it's just an opportunity to get used to the strategy. And then as you progress through ones, there's more and more and more opportunities to carry over more frequently. So stop where you feel confident, stop where you feel happy with, because there'll be some more work coming on tomorrow and you'll be able to progress at the right pace for you then.